Okay. Let's go. What's up? It's your boy, Lightning608, Kamikaze, Gaming Master, Withered Bonnie. It's kind of crazy, I'm getting new people almost every time. What's up, Thomas? Cloak Soup, Flame Sword. I just realized I never finished this layer. I need to go finish it real fast. What's up, Azal Gaming? Or Azal Gamer? River? You're welcome in jail, and thank you as well. What's up, Reef? Joe Brady? And Smashman? AS7? Oh god, I can't even imagine that. Well, I didn't completely finish layer 9. I'm pretty close, so it shouldn't take too long. I didn't realize I never actually finished the layer for some reason. I thought I did. Apparently I didn't. I guess I'm not too sure why I didn't finish it actually. Kinda weird. Don't worry, I'll finish it real fast and I'll get onto the actual layer I'm on. Oh yeah, that was weird. I don't know what happened on that. About the name changes. Bald. And the other one, I forgot what it was called. What's up, Frog for Nickel? Also, I forgot to mention, honestly, the streaming is for entertainment, not really the project, to be honest. What's up, RNG? And RC. But yeah. The streams are for entertainment. The project is literally just for my own self-fulfillment at this point, to be honest. And for the community self-fulfillment, to be honest, because honestly, this project kind of just needs to be done. Because honestly, I don't know if anybody else is ever going to finish this project, to be honest. Oh, thank you, Nero Devil, for the $5 donation. Thank you. It's much appreciated. And thanks for the comment as well. It's also much appreciated. So, Ryan. Sugar Daddy, oh my god. But yeah, this project honestly just self-fulfillment and community fulfillment at this point. Feels like art. Yes. Oh god, wait till Nether. When I mine the Nether. That's gonna be something. I don't even know how I'm gonna stream if I mine the Nether, to be honest with you. Especially with all that lava. Speaking of lava. Yeah, that's gonna be quite the pain. I may not focus that much on chat once I do. Also, welcome to your first stream as well. I may not be focusing too much on chat when I get rid of the lava, to be honest. I may have to do a lot of it off stream, just to have that focus. Thank you, Caleb. It's much appreciated. Honestly, that's actually one of the main reasons I did this project, is to motivate people to do things, like, either bigger things or just doing things in general, to be honest. Oh yeah, it was $50, for 2 names, or 3 names, or something like that. It was collectively, it's for 10 people or something like that. It was a collective, no, 7 or 6 or 7 people. Each person would have to pay like $7 or something like that. It's kind of funny. Too bad only 2 people donated though, because nobody else actually had money, which is funny. What's up, unicycle boy? I almost said something else for some reason. It's 862 by 862. What's up, Matt's Volk? And Pie Guy as well. I keep mining the ground. I can barely do this mining. I can't even imagine when I get to the Nether. It's gonna be a pain. Because it's gonna be so scattered. I don't even know how I'm gonna keep track of progress. Even this is hard to keep track of progress. It was 50. It was $50. It was 25 per name or something like that. Or was it like 15? Oh my god. Because everyone else was stingy, yes. I know I'm getting pretty sloppy with my mining at the moment, but whatever. It still is not that easy to do this mining while looking at chat. Thank you, 608. It was 50, yeah. It was a collective of like 7 or 8 people. What's up? One guy private. Yeah, the Nether's gonna be challenging. Like, not just in terms of time, I just mean in pure difficulty. I don't even know how. I still really don't have a secure plan besides the very beginning of the Nether. The Nether I can kind of think about doing in a way. I guess one thing I could think about is the top 4 and the bottom 2 are gonna be the easiest to do. Oh, that rhymed. Because I'm gonna mine the last 2 layers and to get rid of all the lava after that. That's my plan. So I have a secure bottom spot, bottom area to walk around and just get rid of the lava in general. What's up, memory block? What's up, golden overslayer? The money was for mods, revealing the next mods. Yeah, talking, especially for me, it depends on what I'm doing, but most of the time, multitasking ability usually isn't that great for me. But I'm forcing myself to try to focus on 2 things at once, if that makes sense. Which is very difficult. Like, I could focus on one thing obviously for hours. Very easily. But forcing myself to, like, I can do this, like I can mine and then look at chat every 10 minutes, but I'm trying to kind of do both. Like swap between them very quickly, if that makes sense. Which is not easy. Yeah, it was you, RC, and I think one other person was donating, but it was only $5. You donated 20 or something like that, 25, and then RC donated 5, and somebody else donated 10, and I think another person donated 10. Honestly, I would not have made it 50 if only 3 people were donating. I was thinking like, oh yeah, at least everybody can donate $5 and be good, right? No. I would not have made it 50 if only 3 people were only gonna donate, or 2 people or something like that. Fall into a coma. Oh my god. Isn't it like 4 AM for you, like usual? Not many ores. Like very little ores actually. Besides diamond. I mean, not really diamond actually. Besides redstone. I already got rid of a bunch of it, so we'll be good for that. At least for now. I don't know why you keep talking in caps. What's up, NBO? You're good, dumb name. When did Scenic coming back? Like late January, I think? Oh, 5 AM, okay. Makes sense. I usually stream around 8:30, 9:30. I think every time you stream at 8:30, I think you say your time, so. I hate this lava right here. It's like I can't keep this dirt, pretty much at all. What TV shows? I don't watch TV. This project would actually be impossible on Bedrock, but if you mean like the mechanics and stuff like that, technically it'd be more possible on this project on PS4 because I can reset the end. If that's what you mean by easier on Bedrock, if that's what you mean, I'm not too sure though. To a degree, obviously. God dang it. Whatever, let's do that. To a degree, it would be easier. Somewhat. I guess it would be kind of easier to make a mob farm if I technically had Bedrock mechanics and Bedrock, but if you mean me completely just switching to Bedrock, then no, it's impossible. Oh yeah, I saw that, don't worry. 100 people named Bald. Or almost 100. Like, what the heck? You're pretending to be Kalidor. Makes sense. What's up, JX being? It's kind of funny though. He really doesn't get called out that much for caps, which is hilarious in my opinion. Thank you, dumb name, for the $1 donation. I know it's actually not $1, but I'm still going to say dollar anyway. I really don't know why I can talk this fast sometimes. It makes no sense because I don't actually talk that much, so. Well, no, this is not an old size world. This is 4 times larger actually. No, 10 times in terms of, oh my god. 10 times as many blocks. About 4 times larger. I think 4 times larger. I could be wrong about that statistic though. Oh no, this could work on Xbox. A person named SwordKing090 actually was doing this on Xbox. He's kind of the reason I'm doing this project because he kind of stopped. To be honest, yeah. Some other people were named like something. I forgot what it was named. Water, yes. How much time do you have to name all of them? To name them Bald. Do you name them all individually, or did you like somehow select everybody in that role? Thank you for another $2 donation, and yes, bald. Literally over 100 people. It looks hilarious looking at the chat. Or it could be more than 100 actually, thinking about it. The channel's been uploading for around December 7th, I think, 2017. I think December 6th actually. December 7th, 6th, something like that. It's like early December. I should only remember the date I started this channel. That's when the channel started, not when the project started though. What's up, Chibi? Yes. Mine all the blocks in classic Minecraft. Oh my god. Classic Minecraft world. My voice is kind of weird right now. I don't know why. You named him? Oh my god, dude. Not using TNT. I hope nobody says. Yeah, it's sort of new. Oh, it took hours. I'm not surprised, to be honest with you. What was I saying? This is where my short-term memory goes from like 100 to 0 at this point, to be honest. Oh god. What's up, Pinball Wizard? Thank you. I know it's not an actual direct compliment, but it kind of is at the same time. I really can't wait to get to 50%, or at least get this time lapse out. I would love to get this time lapse out soon. December 9th. Okay, makes sense. I completely forgot for some reason. Why did I say 6? Maybe I was thinking of something else. Rafi, King of Corruption, yes. Thank you again for the $2 donation. What's it like starting a channel? It's not that bad. It really depends on what content you make though. What you wanna, it's more like, do you really wanna commit yourself to this channel, I guess? What do you wanna commit to yourself to? What's your purpose in your channel? I guess you could say something like that. It's kind of nerve-wracking as well. You don't know how your first videos are gonna do anyway. You could get pretty lucky and have a good niche and get a good follower fan base. What did you do to kilos? To a degree I like science. I'm not like super in touch. I guess technically the science that I'm studying, that psychology science, is technically or analytical psychology is a science, so I guess there's that. It's the only science where I've been actually like that actually has practical use though, to be honest with you. It has good practical use compared to other sciences, I'd have to admit. I did do science UIL as well though. It was alright. Wasn't too great whatsoever. I never really found a good commitment to science that much, to be honest with you either. I'm not like, oh my god, this is amazing, that type of thing. Not really. What's up, Hap? Oh yeah, Xbox 360 would be ridiculous. Like, the lag would be kind of insane. Why am I dropping frames? Whatever. I know I was dropping like 2 frames, or 2% of my frames, or something like that. It's really funny how much people freak out about frame drops. It's kind of hilarious. It's like, oh yeah, I lost 5%. It's like, why? It's like, oh yeah, I lost a couple frames. Let me just redo the quality. It's like, you lost a couple frames. Out of literally thousands of frames per, not second obviously, but thousands of frames. What's up, Christopher? Like literally the entire world, just I'm gonna mine the entire thing. That's the whole point of the project. Just the entire world, that's it. I will reach 50% within probably about a month. I would say around a month. With some decent consistent work, it should take a month or so. I don't know how small, I don't know how big that section's gonna take, or how long that section's actually gonna take. It may take like 2 weeks. It may take a month. I don't actually know. I have a good estimate of these sections, these bigger sections, but I don't know about this section, or the next section. Oh, it does? Okay. Makes sense. Whatever. To be honest, I don't care too much, to be honest with you. Nobody's really had a problem with it, at least I don't think. I don't know, I've never had a big intrigue when it comes to history itself. Yes. Yeah, literally just the entire world. That's it. It's 862 by 862. It's 47 million blocks or something like that. Sort of. Well, not counting the water. I think if you count the water, it's probably close to 2.5 million blocks of water. But that's also not counting, the 47 million's also not counting mountains and hills and stuff, which are very deceptive in terms of how many blocks. It may actually equal out to 45, 46 million blocks, which is crazy to think about. But my world is actually pretty flat, to be honest. Yes, it's crazy. Progress is very, it takes a while. Let's go with that. Maybe in the future I could probably do more progress. Okay. Favorite fruit? What's up, Nicholas? Honestly, I like dragon fruit, if anybody's had it in this. Like, I don't have it, I've only had it twice, but honestly, it's really good, to be honest. That's really about it. God dang, I hate my unconscious sometimes. It's hilarious at the same time, but I like my unconscious side of my mind, but I kind of don't at the same time. It's really hard to explain. Even though it's the complete opposite of usually what I am, or at least partially in my unconscious state, I guess. What is going on? Frick. I really hope. Oh god. It's getting worse. I literally do not understand my internet sometimes. I really hope it doesn't affect whatever it's called. It's only been 20 minutes. Oh my god. Please drop down, thank you. It's dropping. Don't worry, I think it's dropping finally. We should be good in a minute. So bye you cougars. What started this? It's dropping, frames are dropping, sorry, not frames. The my bitrate thing is finally frames. The frames dropped is dropping. Let's go with that. What's caused me to do it? The actual cause of this project was a guy named SwordKing090 who did this, started this project like 8 years ago, and was like 10% done or something like that, and then he took a 10-month break, and I got tired of waiting, so I decided to do it myself because I wanted to see this project done. I'm pretty sure many other people wanted to as well, and yeah. Alright, give it a sec. FAQs in the description, yes. It's finally going down. Finally. Took long enough. Alright, time to actually finish this. Okay, never mind. It's dropping finally. I don't know why it does that. Like it increases a ton and then it drops, and then increases a ton and then drops sometimes. It's really annoying. Like, I do not understand. What's up, Unimus? Oh my god, how the heck did I not run into that? like, I'm genuinely surprised I didn't actually hit any lava when I did that. Sup, Kai? I wonder how many people actually stop by for progress. Out of 20,000 people, or 26, I'm about to hit 26k subs because I keep losing them because many people just wanted to subscribe to support and then they decided to leave later, so. Or something like that. I'm pretty sure that's the explanation. It's the only way I can actually explain it, so. I guess that's the thing. Yes, layer is done. I'm just really glad it's finally going down. Of course there's an IKEA cult. What cult isn't there on my channel? I mean on my Discord, to be honest with you. I think there's like 10 different cults for some reason on my channel. Or on my Discord. Or on the Discord. Oh my god. On the Discord. What's up, Redneck Crazy? Yes, I can see the emojis. I saw them earlier. Or I saw your emoji earlier. Or whatever that was. Snake thing. Whatever. I said that really weird. Oddly in a southern accent. Whatever. Of course I do that. Shoot. I thought I was... Alright, I know how to fix this, don't worry. I keep doing this for some reason. Oh, thank you, RC, for the $1 donation. I think I know how to fix this, right? Yep, right there. What's the difference between Java and Bedrock? There's a few differences. I can't really explain them in here though. Alright, so I got that. Alright, let's see if I can grab this. I hope. Without... Alright, let's see. Let's go and save it real fast. Okay, I'm glad I saved it. Another real question, how the heck do I get this out? I mean, you can make your streams at the same time if you want to. Alright, how do I do this? Actually, I know how to do this, never mind. This is gonna be kinda confusing, to be honest with you. But, let's try it anyway. Seriously? Alright, what's up, Cream? Okay, so I found a very simple way to do this. This is gonna be super... I'm gonna have to do this very quickly. Oh, that did not work. Holy Jesus. Take two. What's up, Austin Brown? Oh, did I grab it? No, I did not. Freaking Christ, man. This is so annoying. I grabbed it. Oh, shoot. Alright, there we go. That's how you do it. The problem with filling that part, I couldn't fill any area. That's the only way I could have grabbed that without water. There's no other way I could have done that, because the lava in the back. I couldn't place any blocks because the entire back end of that shulker box had lava filled completely. That's the only way I could manage that. Correctly. It's galactic language or whatever it's called. Galactic alphabet. Too bad that doesn't work in the newer versions. Because of the, they don't work too well in the newer versions because you have to keep resetting the trades, is what I mean. I'm not a Star Wars fan. I've never actually seen anything about Star Wars. Honestly, I don't care too much about Star Wars. Like, I really don't, to be honest with you. I'm glad this thing is slowly going down. It went from 15% to 11% drop frames, which is funny. You know what's funny? This is actually my smallest world. My smallest survival world. Actually, my smallest world on PS4 and Bedrock. It's like a quarter of the size of a normal world or something like that. It's stupid small. It's hilarious. Can you imagine the file size once I get done? Does anybody want to guess what the file size is going to be when I'm done? Like with all this stuff, just with all these air blocks. Do mind you, I've had survival worlds during this time, like making this world, but this is like my main thing I've done in Minecraft for the past 2.5 years or so. This is the main thing. It's not like I haven't done anything else in Minecraft. Obviously, I pretty much, let's just say, I played so much survival, you have no idea. Or let's just say I've done the survival process like, I don't even know how many times at this point, to be honest with you. $500 MB? How big do you think Minecraft worlds are? These are air blocks. What you're looking at right now is actually an air block. Everything I'm looking at is an air block. Every block that isn't put into a world, let's just say this, any block that isn't an air block is an air block. So like any block that takes up space and is removed becomes an air block. Nice. It's like 30 megabytes or something like that. It's a tiny file. I want to look at it again just to see how big the world is, but it's pretty tiny. I used to do Minecraft survival. I really got bored of it though quickly. Maybe not quickly, but at least after a certain point, I just literally just stopped playing survival completely besides this project. Andesite every time. Gravel. I can build a pretty good house in survival. Generally, I don't care too much about looks, at least when it comes to Minecraft houses. I usually just use them for storage, to be honest with you, and a few other things. But generally, I can build one if I actually put some decent effort into it, but honestly, I don't want to put the effort into a good house. Because honestly, I don't care too much about super long survival worlds. It's not like I can't build it, I just like, at the same time, I'm like, yeah, it's not really my cup of tea, building houses. So you know the thing Pippin built, like his giant, largest base in Minecraft? Something like that, if I wanted to build something crazy. That's, yeah, it's something, to be honest. I'm not too sure what his actual goal was in Minecraft. Like, I see why he picked one-to-one project, because honestly, he spent thousands of hours into that, like more hours into that base world than I have into this project, which is insane. Like destroying the entire end for something else just to collect endstone, I think. I don't really know what his purpose was. It's like, what was his actual purpose? Like, I kinda saw it, like, at the same time, it's like, I want to build the most usable storage system, or usable largest base possible. It's like, I understand. At the same time, it's like, it's not like a project that anybody else has actually done, or I guess, I don't know. I'll be honest here, I probably would not have started this project if survival Minecraft wasn't so boring for me. I'm not kidding either, I probably wouldn't be doing this project right now if survival wasn't too boring. Mine the world? What kind of world? Or what world, actually? That'd be crazy if somebody else actually did this, not counting Sword King. I'm not too sure if he'll actually finish this project or not, but if somebody else did this, that'd be insane. Or did a bigger world, like a small world. Alright, Azal. Good luck on your journey, because this project is brutal in almost every single way possible, to be honest. Besides difficulty, which I get, it's a little bit more difficult than something like walking to the Farlands difficult. Honestly, that one's probably a little bit more consistent in terms of difficulty, but this one's just, it's more scattered. It's surprisingly simple, but it really isn't at the same time. Neither Apex Legend or Fortnite, I honestly just don't care for both of those games, to be honest. Honestly, almost any first-person game I don't really care too much about. Like, in terms of the generic first-persons, like, you know, like GTA. Unless it's something like racing games, I guess. A long time ago I used to play racing games, but for years. I still like cars and stuff like that. Mainly like FPS shooters. Did I really just say FPS shooters? I meant just FPS games. I really just said that, didn't I? To be fair, I'm not really thinking while I'm talking anyway, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. What's up, Avery? An infinite world? Okay. Well, I guess if you're immortal, go ahead, but I mean... How many people would it actually take to mine out an entire infinite-sized world in a reasonable amount of time? I'm scared to even know what the answer is, to be honest. It means first-person shooter. So I pretty much said first-person shooter. That's pretty much what I said earlier. I said FPS shooter. So I basically said, that's pretty much what I said. That's why I was really confused on why I even said that, so I have no idea. Like, I played racing games for, 9 years. I went from, I played my first racing game at 4. 4 years old. And I, actually pretty decent at it as well, apparently. At 4, for some reason. And I played it all the way up to 13, pretty much the only genre I played. I wonder how good I can be now. Especially since my skills, I can technically get good at things very well, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. Natural skill kind of helps with that. Play some FPS in real life, yes. Good luck, Avery. How realistic military shooters. Oh. Like, I just don't see the appeal for me, at least for FPS games. Like, I really don't have that appeal whatsoever. Maybe eventually I'll play an FPS game, or at least try to get good at it. Because honestly, I kind of was really bad at FPS games, but I know I have the potential to be really good at FPS games. If I wanted to put the time into it, that is. I would have to, though, play a game that's more play an FPS game that's more independent, so I can practice by myself without any person interrupting or anything like that. god, dude. I think I yawned. I don't remember, to be honest with you. Alright, see ya. What's up, Sam? C. What's up, Lydia? You're good, don't worry. Just cars, that's it. What's up, Johnny boy? I mean, yeah, I could fill in the lava pits with sand, but I mean, this is a little bit more less chaotic. To be honest with you, I've done it with sand. It's pretty chaotic. I'll take the less chaotic route. Also, I get to mine part of the layer anyway, so I guess it's kind of a win-win. So, guess that's a thing. It's just less. Oh my god, less chaos. Jesus Christ, my voice. God. Sometimes it slips. What's my dream car? That's a hard choice, actually. I know my long time dream car when I was like 10 or 11, since I was into cars, was a McLaren F1, but that was literally like 2011. I actually wanted to become a race car driver at some point. But if you're talking about a realistic one, that's hard to say. Even then, that's still depending on what you do. Yeah, no. I have no idea though. Alright, see ya, Chibi. Shooting 1 each. Yeah, honestly. Um, what's up, Augustin Diaz? Um, yes. Give me a second. I think I'm back. He may call back again though. Sorry, I was talking to one of my friends. It was kind of unexpected. I haven't talked to him in a while. That's kind of why I talked. So I was like, why not? Give me a second. Never mind. He's calling back. Back. His phone died, so. Yeah, that's the thing. His phone died apparently, so yeah, that's the thing. I don't know why I just repeated that for some reason. What's up, David? And what's up, New Master? And Evan? You're actually doing something on the 4th? Just kidding. I mean, honestly though, to be like honest here, I don't know how many people are actually gonna do stuff on the 4th. God dang it. I had a in real life glitch. My my brain like lagged. To be honest here though, when I stream, what's up, Roman? When I stream though, my brain does lag a lot, quite a bit. Oh my god. Jeez. Your name is literally David Live. Oh, okay. I wasn't too sure. I was like, are people actually doing something? I'm surprised I was able to repair all my pickaxes and stuff like that. I guess it's easier for some reason. Actually, I guess it's much easier just to talk to somebody than trying to look on chat. Like, if I can just listen to somebody and talk, it's fine. But if I have to divert my attention somewhere else, then it's not fine. I guess. What's up, Bayou Cougars? Like, I don't know why I repeat myself sometimes. I guess it's just when I talk really fast. I occasionally repeat myself. Because I literally forget what I said, like, 30 seconds later. That's how bad my short-term memory is sometimes, not always. It's usually actually pretty good. Not the best, but it's pretty good. Especially if I'm focusing on listening to somebody, then I can really do well in short-term memory. I've never been very structured though when it comes to what I talk about. I kind of just like, even when I'm talking to somebody about a specific subject, I kind of go all over the place. What's up, Neon? Snake, I can't use Netherite, I can't update it. Alright, see ya, Nicholas. I can't believe it's only 153. Hours. Not time. Here's a problem with the IQ test. IQ tests are usually brought by rational thought instead of logical thought. So me personally, I wouldn't really have that great I really wouldn't have that great of an IQ based on the test. So I mean, I don't really know what they're actually basing, like what a true IQ test is like. But I know, I guess if you base it off of a rational thought, it would be, because it is based off of rational thought most of the time. Surprisingly, it would be pretty low for me personally, because I'm not very rational. I'm very logical, but is it laggy? That's interesting. Well, they updated, but I can't update with this project. I technically did update, I just don't play it because, honestly, I don't care too much about it, to be honest. Because of, because all I really want to do is focus on this project. At least for Minecraft's sake, that is. When it comes to Minecraft, I want to just focus on this project. My memory shifts very quickly. It goes from like pretty good short-term memory to really, really bad short-term memory. Nice. I do have a friend that discusses with that. I'm gonna try to get a few of my other friends discussing personality stuff. That would be interesting. I want to see any ideas they would have. Because I'm not really an idea person. They are, though. Some of them are, at least. Especially since, like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 of them are INTPs. Or NFPs and NTPs. Only one NFP, though. One is another NTP. Concepts are really hard to explain to people because most people don't care about concepts. Like 70% of the population really don't care that much about concepts because they're not what is, they're what if. Because concepts are very what if based. It's like my brain literally glitches. That's how bad my short-term memory is. And then I can't speak. I can't even make a good sentence out. And then it just becomes a disaster after a certain point. Is the server really dead? At least for right now. I don't even understand the server, to be honest. It's like, it's such a crazy server at the moment. Wow, I'm already at 220? Holy Jesus. I didn't know I'd mined that much. That's fast. Alright, see ya, Ash. Oh yeah, 186 hours, that's nice. Well, you could probably, we're probably gonna hit on 900, oh my god. Probably gonna hit 190 hours. Oh god. You're changing more names. At least my internet, or no, sorry, my internet, my stream finally stabilized after like an hour. So what do you mean 250 hours? 50%. It takes around an hour and a half if I go really quick. It's like around 2 hours, I think, on average on streams. Because obviously I'm reading chat. I can't do both at once. So usually it's around 2 hours, roughly. Obviously, the lava is gonna make it a little bit more difficult to clear these layers, but oh well. Or it takes longer to clear these layers with the lava. I'm just surprised I'm able to get this much done within 2 hours, considering the lava. I guess this is pretty normal though. Normal speed. It takes like 3 hours per layer now because of the lava. It's probably gonna take, what, 3 more layers I think? No, 4 more layers I think. So 12 hours? Oh my god, it's gonna be literally like at 198 or something like that. It's not even gonna hit 200, which is really gonna be sad. What's up, Daniel Torres? What's up, Pie Man? Give me a sec. I'm back. Alright, see you, Game Master. That's such a ridiculous name. Is it Roman here or Minute Thickle here? Is he still here? Wait a minute, I'm so confused. Okay. Is Minute Thickle here? Dang it. Okay, wait. I'll just do it in Discord. Okay. Is he here? Yeah, he's online. What is that channel called? What is it called? God, how am I supposed to find this? I can't find the channel. Oh. Hey, Minute Thickle. My friend was mentioning He something about like verification of him being part of the project, but it's wait. He said that I don't know why he named it this. Baldy Balls 2 made the server and posted the first videos or something like that. Or something like that. I don't know. Something between you and him somehow. What is that name? Oh my god. Apparently he's like verifying oh my god, that is so ridiculous. You are welcome. It's so weird saying that. It sounds so weird saying that out loud. Yes. I think so. I think he named himself that on Discord or something like that. I don't really know. Okay, I'll just go with Minute. Why not? That's kind of what I know you by. It's kind of funny you named yourself Minute Thickle though. What if everybody had like Thickle by their last name? That'd be funny. Wait, what? When you temporarily die? What's up, Khalif? What's up, James? Milk, yes. What's up, Chase? Oh yeah, no, don't worry. I have heard what happened. Yeah, I know. I know he did. Water. Alright, see ya, Matt. It's really funny though, and it's like, imagine the people that have no clue what the heck is even going on. 10 people for a message? That's actually pretty insane. I'll definitely look at it more. I don't know why I don't look at it that often, but I guess it's because I kind of know what's going on. I mean, it kind of makes sense, though. Because to be honest here, you guys are kind of my newsletter on stream, to be honest with you. And then obviously I know what's happening on the project because I'm doing the project, so I mean, that's that. So it's like, I already have like half the pieces at least. Gonna have to fight the Ender Dragon soon. Actually, very soon. Like in like less than 5 minutes. Did I just say like in like 5 minutes? Why the heck did I say it like that? I need to stop using the word like. Or at least use it properly, which is very difficult. At least now. I hate the fact that that word is actually a thing that's so commonly said at this point. It's literally just normal vocabulary. I wish I had like a shock collar every time I said the word or incorrectly said it. I like, yeah. Has it already been a week? What the heck? That's quick. Also, I was not looking where I was going. I could have jumped right into lava without even knowing about it. Right, see ya, pie guy. Hopefully you listen this time, because last time for some reason you didn't hear it the first time. It was pretty crazy seeing it. It was pretty funny. I actually wasn't the one that noticed it. Combo Kings noticed it, and he actually called me to talk to me about it. It was pretty funny. It's very odd seeing it too at the same time. I think I know what you're gonna do next time anyway, so can't wait to see what that's gonna turn out like. It's gonna look really weird. Specific names are gonna look really weird. Because I think I know what you're doing next, or what you're planning. No, you're good, don't worry, pie guy. It's just kind of funny though how angry you got the first time I did it. It was like, geez, man, like, calm down. You don't have to use caps every other time you're mad, which is quite often, not gonna lie. 2 hours, my god, dude. Oh yeah, that was the other one, was legitness. I was trying to remember what the other one was. Oh shoot. Let's hopefully this time I do this Ender Dragon fight. It doesn't happen like the last Ender Dragon fight. My god, was that annoying. Alright, see, Khalif. I just hope the Ender Dragon doesn't kill me, almost kill me last time. I still remember that time. I wish you guys were on stream when this happened, but... Or when I wish I was streaming when this happened, but I was getting rid of... I forgot about that, to turn off explosions. Even though it actually doesn't do much, because I could just kind of do this, and then just go back over here. Better not do anything. Come on, dragon. Also, I don't know how I caught myself that quickly. Okay, there's one. Seriously. Two. Oh my god, come on. I'm really that bad with the bow, aren't I? I just don't like using a PS4 controller with arrows. It's really annoying. A mouse I could do actually really well. I love the Java bow. It's very quick. Or it's just the Bedrock bow. Or just the bow in general. In Bedrock and Java are just better. I think it's Bedrock actually. It's very quick. You can fire it very quickly. The arrow goes very quick. It's more precise as well. Oh yeah, don't forget. I won't forget that for a while. The time I literally was about to take damage from the void, that's how close down I was at the bottom. I threw the ender pearl at the very edge of the somehow the edge of the island, and somehow survived. If I would have missed that one pearl, I would have died. Like, that's how close it was. What's up, Justin V? You know what's the funny thing is, no matter how fast you attack, there's always a cooldown. So it's like, that attack speed thing actually doesn't make much of a difference. I guess the only thing is, I guess it kind of helps with attack speed, because you can get practically frame perfect just by spamming. PvP looks really fun though, I'm just saying that right now. I don't know if I want to actually get good at something like PvP though, or parkour, or something like that, like a skill in Minecraft. Just one. Just one skill. I don't honestly really care what it is actually. Once I finish this layer, Braden, let's talk about immortality. I think I already talked about immortality yesterday though. I've talked about a lot of things on these streams, to be honest with you. That's what I'm wondering. I covered quite a bit about immortality, to be honest with you. What's up, Anik? Crippling depression. God. To be fair, happiness is pretty temporary anyway, so I mean, like, at that point, it's like, it's very temporary. Um, it honestly depends on what you consider happiness, though, to be honest with you. Happiness is very subjective, personally. Actually, it is subjective. Because don't forget about the hedonic treadmill. It's basically where, like, your body automatically has a base level of happiness, and then it can dip or increase depending on what it is. If that makes sense. Like, happiness is really not based off of, I mean, it's just subjective to the person, to be honest with you. It's perspective based, so like, if you're super happy in some moments, you may feel less happy in certain moments, but you're actually happy anyway, so it's like, it's really hard to explain. It's like, happiness isn't really defined by jumping with joy, to be honest with you. Happiness is... yeah. Happiness all the time, there's a good balance to happiness. I mean, you can be, as long as you find, a good time to be, I guess. Good time. Obviously, yes, you do need a balance in terms of happiness and maturity, because happiness usually breeds contemptness, or yeah, happiness breeds contemptness, and generally, once you're happy, you actually lack wisdom at the moment. So generally, that's speaking. I mean, I'm not saying you can't be happy and be wise at the same time, but I'm saying in general standpoint, that's also another part of your mind, the four sides of the mind as well. Happiness is through subconscious, wisdom is through unconscious. You gotta balance both of them, or you'll become foolish. Actually, no, happiness breeds foolishness, to be honest with you. Happiness is very subjective. If you think otherwise, I have no clue what to tell you. That's actually very ignorant to think about. If you don't think happiness depends on the person, you're very, very ignorant towards other people, or the individual person as a whole. You're only thinking about everybody else, or thinking of everybody at once instead of thinking about the individual person. Yes, this is quite satisfying, I'll tell you that much right now. I'll just try to break it down. Happiness is just subjective. Let's go with that. That's pretty much the main thing you need to know. Happiness is subjective and it's based on your perspective. That's pretty much all you literally need to know. That should be like a quote, to be honest with you. That'd be a great quote. What do you mean medicating children? Do you mean like ADHD, or do you mean like stuff like that? Like medication as in like ADHD or other types of pills? Is that what you mean, medicating? I'm not too sure what you mean. I don't know what to tell that teacher. Besides being incredibly ignorant towards other people, I guess. Or towards the individual person, I guess. If that makes sense. It's like, how could somebody expect their happiness to be the same as everybody else's? That makes absolutely no sense. It's even debunked by all that personality typing. Literally, happiness is derived from what type you are. Sort of, to a degree. That is. I think if it's completely, it would have to be like completely justified for it to be, I don't know about the depression one. I don't know. I think you can. I don't think it's actually right to do it. I think pills are kind of a cop-out in my opinion. There are ways to solve it. It just takes one-on-one personal skills, to get through it. Like, I can technically get people out of depression with all this psychological stuff, if I wanted to, or try to. I can't really help with family matter. Well, I mean, I probably could, but it'd be very difficult for me. I could technically bring people out of stuff like that, even anger issues. Like personal issues, I can pretty much deal with them through their type. Since I know typing very well, and I know exactly how their brain would work, and why they react the way they do. And if they understand that, they can get through the situation. So I guess, pills are kind of a cop-out, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm not surprised. You probably clash with them, especially that person. If you're talking about a person who literally thinks that everybody's happiness is the same or is not different from other people's, oh god, yeah. I'd probably clash with them as well, to be honest with you. What's up, evil gamer? You were 8, you learned about everything. Oh god. It would take me a while to get people out of states like that, but besides that, I can pretty much do it after a certain point. But yes. That's why if you knew... Oh god. If you knew... If you understood, if people understood these types, and understood why they're depressed in a certain way, you can interact with them in a way and show them what their purpose actually is, and if you can, then you can get them out of that state depending on their type. Because usually depression is actually caused by losing some kind of identity or purpose, or just being demoted their identity, or losing just everything, or just your pride in general. But usually losing your pride isn't that bad of a thing, to be honest. That's kind of their problem, to be honest. If you lose your pride of something, that's kind of their problem. But when it comes to everything else, it's okay. I mean, if you understood other people's types. I don't know. Here's this deal about saying the world is not a nice place. It's, especially with SJ types, it's kind of annoying because a lot of them value other people's because they're affiliative types. Generally, most people who see, I'm not saying most people who see it, but like the media in general kind of warps people's perception of society in general and the world. Because obviously, you know, news media, radio stations, stuff like that always want to do big time stories that have to do nothing with, or are always very, obviously this time is a little different because of all the riots, stuff like that. I'm never going into that. But Yeah, there's a lot of it. I can explain a lot of weird stereotypes and stuff like that just based off of the types and the archetypes of humanity, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's just that if media is gonna warp your perception of the world being not being a nice place, then oh god. Then you're probably looking at the wrong place, to be honest with you. Because there's always a balance, generally, between the good and the bad. Okay. That's like an ESTJ and an INFP argument, to be honest with you. Shares an opinion, is insecure about their opinion, kicks the person out of school, or not out of school, but out of class, because they're insecure about their own opinions about morality. Sounds like it. I'll try to stereotype you. Since you're an ESTJ, actually I just kind of mentioned a stereotype. Honestly, to be perfectly honest with you, your type, out of all the types, is one of the leading causes of weird rants and weird unverified claims towards stereotype. Actually, your type actually stereotypes more than all of the stereotypes, which is weird, if to be honest with you. You know, all those people that make those fake claims that make no sense or make no logical sense. Yeah, that's an ESTJ most likely. Out of all of the types, besides maybe ISTJs. You're also one of the, like, you know, those bosses that like oversee everything and try to make everything perfect and then yell at you for, because I had an ESTJ boss. He was very blunt. Very reasonable. Obviously, he's rational, kind of. Literally the most rational of all the types. It makes perfect sense. But yeah, pretty much that strong-headed boss that's like, or is very critical, or those, you know, here's another stereotype. Another stereotype are interviewers. You know the thing about dressing nice and stuff like that? Yeah, that came from an ESTJ, with our SE critic of being so critical of people's dressing and stuff like that. It's like, oh, your shoe's untied, I don't care about you anymore. Yeah, it's kind of weird. That's a few of the stereotypes. There's probably more I don't even know about. Also, middle management is also ESTJ land. Those middle manager types, even though they try to be executives, even though they kind of fail at doing it, that should be ENTJ's job, to be honest with you. Or their mentality is like, oh yeah, if I'm in a higher ranking, then I get to do less stuff like that, and they stay in their comfort zone. They're also very good athletes, though, as well. Super high self-discipline. Actually, most of them are athletes. Most athletes, like world-class athletes, are ESTJs. And then they always talk about how they always have all their fun in the youth, and then they like the rest of their life they feel horrible about it because they live their life backwards from everybody instead of the opposite. But yeah, also good at finance. Yeah, also very good at finance though. Probably one of the best at finance, arguably the best actually at finance. Not at business though. I would say ENTJs take the cake for business and INTJs. Mainly because they do what's right, or they do what's practical instead of doing what's actually right with affiliative ESTJs or ISTJs. That's about it that I can think of when it comes to stereotypes. for ESTJs. I can stereotype all of these types, to be honest with you. If I wanted to. Alright, see ya, Pie Man. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I can stereotype a lot of these types. Since I know them pretty well now. Maybe not every single type ever, but like, maybe not all 16 types I can perfectly stereotype. It's just for some reason yours stuck out more than a lot of the type, or at least a few of the types for some reason. Maybe it's because they're easier to read compared to most of the types, to be honest with you. Like, your type is probably one of the more... Obviously, it's because you're more upfront, though, so I mean, it makes sense. That would make sense if you're easier to read than other types, like my type. Also very common, to be honest. Fairly common. I wouldn't say as common as SFJs, though. I think STJs are a little bit rare. I think for guys, though, I think they're fairly common. That's about it for ESTJs. If anybody else knows their type fully, like actually know, like verifies their type, then I could probably try to type them. Or stereotype them. It's kind of funny stereotyping types, actually. What's up, Wes? I have been doing this for around 2.5 years or so. 2 years and 7 months, or roughly, give or take, 2.5 years. I don't actually know when I perfectly started this project. I never kept track. Thank God for TE Trickster. I won't be able to keep track of stuff like that. Honestly, I think ESTJs are the most sensible out of all the types, though. I'll tell you that much right now. Because they have TE Hero, I mean. I know a little bit of stoicism, but not much, actually. You know what's funny? I was actually just about to mention how you're supposed to, like, look into philosophy and build your own philosophy. You just mentioned philosophy as soon as I was thinking. I was like, I forgot about that. Yeah, ESTJs can actually be into philosophy because they're INFP subconscious, which is interesting. I don't know. Actually, wait, do I know stoicism? Maybe I'm thinking of a different religion. Stoicism is very interesting. I think it's one of the few religions I actually looked into, though, or beliefs or systems, I guess. I think it's interesting. Yeah, it is pretty insane. To be fair, I don't really get much enjoyment from regular Minecraft anymore, though, so I mean, why not do this? I mean, it's not like I'm actually doing something in Minecraft, though. I'm not gonna be just wasting my time in a survival world playing Minecraft. Why not do it something that's... I mean, this is survival, you get the point, though. Regular survival. I don't really dead look, I like stare. It's not even a dead look. I mean, unless I'm mad at somebody. You don't want me mad, though, to be honest with you. You really don't. You will literally be criticized to actual... Oh, okay. Yeah, Art of Stoic. I think it's very interesting. Actually, it's one of the few religions that I actually looked into when I was looking into stuff like that. I think it's very interesting. I need to look back into that, actually. I don't remember that much of it, though. It's been a while since I've looked at Stoicism. I know the what's it called? The, flow state, I think it's from Stoicism. I think. I could be completely wrong about that. Don't even take my word on that. I was just kind of guessing. What do you think about the riots happening? Honestly, I'm not really paying too much attention about the riots, to be honest with you. Oddly enough, yeah, I don't really pay attention too much about the riots. I think they're kind of ridiculous though, because people are using their feelings to make irrational decisions, because obviously emotion is literally the opposite of rationale, so I mean, I guess that's the thing. And emotions usually are never great at making. I mean, you can make decisions based off of emotions. Certain types almost thrive. Actually, a few types thrive on making emotional decisions, or basing their decisions based on their emotions. But also, I'm just gonna mention, I think ESTJs also are the ones that probably started the riots. I'll be completely honest with you. They're most likely to start the riots, I would think. Except maybe INFPs. Actually, STJs and NFPs would be the ones that most likely start the riots, to be honest with you. Traditions is literally wisdom, it's the corpse of wisdom. Honestly, obviously, I don't really care too much about tradition, especially since I literally have SI Demon, which is tradition and honor and stuff like that. I really do not care about tradition, honestly, personally. I see why it's there though. I see a little bit of purpose. Some traditions are kind of meaningless. I can't really name a few, but I know there are some. What do you mean you don't react to anything, Nicholas? Wait, Nicholas, what do you mean by you don't react to anything? Now it just turned into revenge, obviously, SI parent. Actually, I think it's just SDJs and NFPs in general, the ones that most likely start riots. Ironically, they're the ones that actually can protect people from riots as well. Sort of. I think NFJs and STPs, though, can as well. I think they're the destroyers of the philosopher types. The complete opposite. They can usually knock some sense into them, to be honest. Maybe knock some sense into them. Not always, though. Because I'll be honest here, STJs and... What do you mean you don't react to anything? I still don't understand. Are you talking about the riots? What's that, Masia? What was I gonna mention? I'm just gonna mention, oh yeah, because they have TE, so they have no logical principles besides maybe ISTJs, but even then, it's still sometimes their FI child is just kind of, let's just say they have the perfect recipe for events like this. They have TE, so they have no actual concept of logic, so there goes that. FI makes decisions based off their feelings. SI makes decisions based off of their experience alone, so they don't care about what other people are doing. Affiliative, so they'll follow what other people are everybody else is doing. What's up, egg salad? I know you can't fight violence with violence. I'm doing pretty well. Egg salad. What else is there? Any child, or it's just any in general. It's like knowing people's intentions and, I guess just like It doesn't really affect it that much. That function in general doesn't really affect decisions. Oh my god, decisions like that. But thank God ENFPs kind of exist though, because they're at least somewhat good, unless they literally make decisions. Unless they go full on rage mode, then oh god, good luck with that. Even then, they're literally supposed to be the advocates for actual truth and not for weird decisions like burning down buildings. They're supposed to actually tell the truth and not what everybody says. Honestly here, I really don't react that much to stuff like that. It's actually very uncommon for me to react like that. Obviously, unless somebody's literally like actually being physically hurt or something like that, that's a different story. Or if I'm literally being physically hurt, obviously. But yeah. Then I would react, just saying. For obvious reasons. Obviously that's a kind of a different, that's literally the most extreme possible. I mean, I react less than most people. I mean, I'll still react to stuff like that, obviously. But I don't react. I try to think about it for a little bit before I react. Obvious reasons. Because I try to use logic to understand something, and if I can't figure it out logically, then I have to use something else. Usually you can settle things though with logic most of the time than anything else. What's up, Arjun? I have no idea. You know, honestly, if you want to think of my type, if you want to know a stereotype, if you want my stereotyped type, it sounds weird saying that. Like, I did stereotyped ESTJs. I want to stereotype my type real fast. If you want to know the inside, or if you want to know a stereotype of my type, it's pretty much like... It's like the overseer of... Not of like a business or anything, but more like a village. Like, think of like a sage, like an overseer of a village or something like that, trying to emotionally support other people and stuff like that. Stuff like that. I don't really know. Or think of me as like that person that's like sharpens their blade to prepare for battle or something like that for like 10 hours at a time. It's like that type of thing. Think of it like that. Or I guess another way to think about it is literally Jesus himself. Apparently I have the same type, so I guess that's the thing. Like him doing carpentry and stuff like that for like hours and hours and hours and hours on end. Yeah, it's that type. It's kind of odd. Like, I guess another way to think about it is like, I don't really know any stereotypes besides that. It's really hard to stereotype my type because it's incredibly rare. So it's not really enduring. It's more like just like pure focus. It's not really enduring. It's not really doing it for the sake of just honor. It's literally just focus, like focusing on one thing. It's just pure focus. Remember how I said if I don't use my feelings or anything, I can literally become like a bot? That's pretty much it. Or if I have to do it for other people. If I have to protect, pretty much like strengthen. I would literally have to be like the strength of protecting somebody or something like that, I guess. Somehow, either through truth or through just like pure battle, I guess. Through the skills of either fighting or just strategizing, I guess, sort of. Actually, it's more like INTJs though, but whatever. So for me personally, I can do it pretty naturally, but I guess if I have to give anybody else advice, because I know like not even 99% of the population's like me. Actually, no, 97% or 98% of the population's not even like me. I would definitely have to say, definitely, it depends on what it is, but honestly, it's just kind of about what it is. First thing, it kind of depends on what it is, and give yourself a reason to do it, I guess. External reason, or it could just be internal reason. Yeah. I can't, it's hard to give actual advice on focusing stuff because I can't just say, oh yeah, here, just don't use feelings. Like I can do it. Because honestly, I didn't realize how much focus I actually had until this project, or just in general, compared to everybody else. Oh yeah, I could do it. Actually, technically, my type is literally like, my type brought truth into the world. Like, it's literally like integrity of humanity, if that makes sense. I'm not saying it's impossible for me to lie, but my god, is it difficult. Like, very difficult. I could definitely do it though. To be honest here. It's because of the TI child, I'm pretty, or it's just integrity in general. Like, my type is literally based off integrity. Just my integrity alone can spark change. Like, that's how insane it actually can be. It's literally integrity so other people can follow, if that makes sense. You're an ESFP? That's interesting. Your type is, oh god, your type is probably the most adventurous out of all the types. It's like, it's basically those, I'm trying to figure out, I don't actually know your type that well, to be honest with you. What's up, who dat boy? And Gherkin? I'll be honest here, though, like, okay, I'll explain this in a second. I'll try to generalize real fast and I'll explain what I was talking about earlier. So, I guess I can kind of start with, pretty much the stereotype is like a, very materialistic. It's not really a good stereotype. I'm just saying this right now. It's not going to be a good stereotype. It's super materialistic, very, very, very outgoing with experiences, wanting to share experiences with everybody, through the feelings of themselves or based off of their feelings, make decisions based off feelings. Can't really decide on what they want too much, so they basically try everything until they get it right or something like that. Also, I forgot to mention, I also benefit the most from practice out of everybody here, so I'm just gonna mention that real fast. So not only do I have that sheer focus, but I also benefit the most from practice. Like, I'm literally supposed to master something, like, completely and utterly just to inspire social change, but... speaking of that, ESFPs... That's pretty much about it. They're usually the stereotyped as the impulsive ones that go to bars and stuff like that, and it's pretty much like, so here's the difference between ESFPs and ESTPs. It's like, ESFPs are like, they're more performance based. They're like the performers of all the types, I guess. Yeah, pretty much can't decide what they want. Can be very impulsive most of the time. Actually, not most of the time. At least more immature ones. These are more immature. Actually, most of the stereotypes are immature types. Oh god, I did not realize this. I guess another way to think about it is... It's hard to explain this one. I can't really figure out a person that's like sticks out in my mind. I'm trying to figure out a more mature one though. I remove the water through sponges. Sand and sponges. Look at my previous streams if you want to see that. I section off a section. And then I place sponges down. It's usually like 2,000 sponges or something like that. Or at least this section was. Obviously I thank God the next sections are not going to be nearly as bad when it comes to water, even though that looks like a lot of water. You should have seen this section with water. Holy Jesus. I'm gonna go clear all these blocks real fast. Oh, I didn't finish. I thought I finished for some reason. I only have 73, I think. I don't actually remember. 73 sponges. Wow, I'm doing really bad at finishing these sections, aren't I? That's pretty much the only stereotype I can think about for ESFPs. I really don't know them that well, actually. I don't even really know an ESFP. Actually, I technically know one, like a typed one. I kind of know an ESFP, but I don't know how they interact. Like, I just kind of going off of my friend, who also types as an ENFJ. He likes typing people as well. I kind of got him hooked on it, to be honest. Which is pretty neat. But one of his friends is an ESFP. At least that's what he's going by. I just ask him the questions of how that person is, and then I can just kind of deductive reasoning and then figure out the type quite easily after a certain point. I want to be able to like walk up to somebody in like 20 seconds and just type them. That's gonna be very difficult though. What's up, Nate? Also, don't forget to join the Discord as well. I don't know how many people are probably still here, but or how many people here haven't joined the Discord. Oh yeah, I was gonna mention this. So pretty much, yeah, pretty much I benefit the most from practice out of anyone here. By a long shot actually. Okay, so mine and yours, I think you're actually my bronze pair. I think I'm gonna go look it up just real fast. That was close. Right here. Yeah, you're my bronze pair. You're my bronze pair. I think ESFPs are pretty low down, actually. They're actually really low down. They're one of the lowest, actually. Least compatible of my type. But you're actually my bronze pair, crazy enough. I don't think anybody here is an ENFP. I really doubt it. But your golden pair is an ISTP. The other person's ISFJ. Lissa, yeah, your ISFJ type is your golden pair. Golden pair interactions are. I don't think I've actually seen a golden pair relationship. I know it's kind of a big rip, but also what I mean by bronze pair, we have the third most compatible. We're the third most compatible with each other. What was it? Actually, I kind of want to verify your type, Alyssa, real fast. I was kind of curious. What did you use yourself to type? I kind of want to just verify it real fast. I'll explain the definitions in a bit, but I kind of want to see. I kind of want to verify it real fast because I know ESFPs and ENFPs are very similar, so you never know, to be honest. You never know what the verification is. I don't know what you use, but okay. So I'm gonna go based off your letter. Sorry, not letters. I'm gonna go based off what you have right now. So are you? I'm pretty sure you're initiating if you say you're an ESFP. Are you informative by chance, Alyssa? Are you like, do you use context? How direct are you? Are you very direct? You like pretty much not direct whatsoever? Do you use a lot of extra words to explain stuff? What's up, Ace Key? Are you very, yeah, that's pretty much it. Do you use a lot of extra words? Oh. Like, can you talk somebody's face off, pretty much, like in a normal conversation, with a bunch of extra information? What's up, Vintage Nerd Productions? I'm gonna just verify you guys real fast. Just real fast. Okay, makes perfect sense. Okay, so this is the only thing I have to learn. Are you future oriented? Or are you in the moment? So are you in sorry, not interest based? Are you pragmatic by chance? Do you do what works? I'll just type you real fast. I can type you guys pretty quickly right now. I can just ask you guys kinda. You should at least somewhat know your interactions to other people. I mean, to a degree. I'll try to explain the definitions as well as possible. I can use deductive reasoning in my head real fast. Yeah. Like, are you all about... Okay, so yeah, you're definitely an ESFP then. If you're pragmatic, I'm pretty sure you are, right? If you're pragmatic, then you're an ESFP, but yeah. You're not actually pragmatic if you're an ESTJ. That may be surprising. You know the funny thing? ESTJ or STJs actually have the biggest problem when it comes to not thinking they're pragmatic. They're actually not pragmatic. They're actually affiliative. You could be. Oh, here's the thing though. This is probably why you think you're pragmatic. But by default, you are affiliative. I think the reason why STJs think they're pragmatic is because they have an STP subconscious, or sorry, unconscious, which in the US, generally you're unconscious focused. So usually the older one, or at least a little bit older, I guess, sometimes, think they're like my dad, he's an ISTJ. He's very pragmatic in a lot of things because he has a super developed ESTP unconscious. Like, you would think he'd be like an ISTP, but he's actually an ISTJ by default. But yes. Pragmatic means do what works. That's what it means. It's just do what works. Versus systematic, which is doing the best way. The best way to do something. Or something like that. Actually, no, interest-based, sorry. It's interest-based versus systematic versus interest, and it's pragmatic versus affiliative. So, do you do what's right, or do you do what works, pretty much? Alyssa. That's pretty much it. Like, STJs have the biggest problem when it comes to that. I don't really blame them though, because most are unconscious focused, and literally STPs are the most pragmatic out of all the types, so it makes perfect sense, to be honest. It's really annoying though, because I have a subconscious, the most pragmatic subconscious, and the most affiliative unconscious. It has some weird, really weird discrepancies between my mind when it comes to changing, when it comes to not change, but what is it called? You do what's morally correct? Okay, morally, what about ethically? Okay, so I'm pretty sure an ESFP then. If you're doing morals, morals is FI, so if you have FI parent, then yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Pragmatic is literally just doing what works. Okay, some people are harder to type, if they're kind of unhealthy, but generally you can tell types, because not everybody's, it's hard sometimes to type. So like, here's a perfect example. I have an ESTP friend, and you know how most people go get a college dorm, like go get a dorm in college? They do what's right. They do what everybody else does, if that makes sense. The affiliative way. Here's a good example. And the pragmatic way, my friend, he's trying to buy an RV to park in college. Yeah, definitely pragmatic. God dang it, I broke another pickaxe because I was not paying attention. That's pragmatic. It literally just does what works. It's like, it's not the best way, it's not always the best way to do something, but it works. If that makes sense. It's like values, kinda, in a way. It's like you're valuing other people's way of doing something. And it's like, you're kind of doing values of... I'm pretty sure you're an ESFP by your description, but I was just making sure. Like, that's affiliative versus pragmatic right there. It's a great example. The problem with some some pragmatic types, actually, you know what? Mainly STJs in general, when it comes to the trades and stuff like that, there's always a better solution to do something, but they always figure out what works and what is in the past. It's kind of annoying. I'm gonna be streaming until I finish this section, so I don't know, not that long from now. It's like there's a generally obvious way to do something, but obviously, like some stores, like hardware stores, perfect example, hardware stores, they work, but their technology is so behind. It's like, are you kidding me? We literally live in like the age of technology. You can't even update to like the 80s at least in terms of your company. It's like, are you kidding me? That's what STJ, mainly ESTJs, but the ones that run stuff like that. Okay, yeah, you're definitely an ESFP then, because they have NI inferior, so I guess that's the thing. Didn't I just answer that? I think I did, but I'll answer it again real fast. Pragmatic is literally just doing what works. Being a pragmatic person versus doing what's right. Oh, in terms of types, okay, so STPs are pragmatic, SFPs are pragmatic, INTJs, intellectual types, and artisan types. So like SP types are pragmatic, and NT types, like intellectuals, are also pragmatic. The only difference is SP types are interest based, so they try to get make a win-win scenario, and intellectual types or NT types try to find the best way to do something. Pretty much, they're systematic. They're all about systems and processes, generally speaking. It's kind of crazy how much hate CS Joseph actually gets. I was looking at a lot of the hate that he gets. My god, is it weird? They don't fully understand hating. You can't do both. I mean, you sort of can. I mean, as long as you have a well-developed unconscious, look up the 4 sides of the mind if you want to look into that. Look into the science. Look up CS Joseph. Just look at his channel. You can kind of switch between both in a way. It depends on the situation. But generally, you're naturally more affiliative or you're pragmatic, if that makes sense. So, in a way, you can kind of do both, just not at the same time. Your cat is eating lint. My dog eats dust balls for some reason. He looks like a dust ball as well. So yeah, you're one or the other pretty much. If you have a well-developed pragmatic side of you, like if you're affiliative, right? If you have a very pragmatic side, which most STJs usually do if they're going to the trades or anything like that, or US in general is unconscious focused, or most first world countries, they can seem very pragmatic, but they're actually affiliative. So yeah. So they can probably switch between pragmatism and affiliativeness, I guess, quite quickly. Generally, you would want a STP to be with you, though, because they're naturally pragmatic by themselves. So you can just be affiliative and then just not worry about stuff. Then you don't really have to be pragmatic at that point. You can just kind of focus on. Generally, though, it's usually STPs or STPs and STJs. You forgot to sleep because of the stream again. God. Alright, I guess I'll see ya, Brayden. I'm still genuinely surprised of seeing. Yeah, it's pretty much just you just do what works. It's like a mental thing of just a mental hard code in your brain. Some people do it naturally, but you can actually develop a pragmatic, like my side, like my subconscious. If I went full subconscious mode, I could be very, very pragmatic, but I'm almost 50, like 75% affiliative. I'm actually one of the most affiliative out of all the types. Obviously, idealists by themselves are actually very affiliative, so. But I have one of probably the most affiliative out of all the types in my unconscious, so I mean, I guess that's the thing. And my type in general is very affiliative, but obviously right next to my ego, I have my subconscious, which is ESTP, the most pragmatic out of all the pragmatic types. It's like, it's really confusing. You really can't do both all the time. You really can't. I mean, unless you have a very developed unconscious, you really can't do both at the same time. I mean, I guess to a degree you kind of can. I mean, if it works and it's affiliative and it's the right thing to do. So pretty much affiliative is like you're following what everybody else is doing versus you can't technically do both. If you go based off of decision making. My type is INFJ. So pretty much like you can't technically, I mean, you can kind of do what works and what's right, but usually what's right usually isn't something that works. Let's just say affiliative isn't always the shortest route. It's like the path to least resistance. Pragmatic types take the path to least resistance. Affiliate types don't care about that. They only care about what other people are doing or what has worked. They value society's way of doing something, if that makes sense. That's affiliative. Yeah. God dang, it's almost 1:30. Almost done with this section, guys, though. And girls. I know I usually use guys as like a neutral term. For some reason, people can't accept that for some reason. So, like, I technically can have some mechanical mastery behind me. manners. Here's a good example, like manners. Obviously, saying something like thank you and stuff like that is okay, but saying like yes, ma'am, yes, sir, stuff like that. Honestly, I don't really abide by that too much. Completely honest with you, I'd rather just be a little bit more equal with other people. Like if you just respect that person by themselves instead of respecting their title. It's like it's kind of ridiculous, not gonna lie. That's one of the few things, even though I'm affiliative, I don't really care too much about it. Especially, I guess when you're younger it'd make more sense, but since I'm literally not that much different from most people. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you're pragmatic then. If you say something like that. Like certain stuff like that. I mean, yes, saying something like, I mean, I can say yes or yes, man, stuff like that. It's not that big of a deal, but I don't really actually see a good reason to do it personally. Like, thank you, please. Please is still kind of an odd one, but I can definitely see that. Those are the two main ones, though, I don't like that much. Yeah, thank you is definitely the main one I just say, though. I don't criticize people for saying, I don't like criticizing people for not using manners because honestly, if manners didn't exist, I wouldn't care. Be honest with you. Mannerisms, I guess, if you want to call it that. I think that's what they're called. That's why I don't criticize anybody for doing it. Like, there's actual respect, and then there's, like, that kind of respect. They're two different things, honestly. Like, respecting a person and respecting their title are two different things. I think more people need to know that, though. Respecting somebody's title is different from... I mean, you don't want to outshine the master, since it's apparently one of the rules of power. That's the thing. You don't want to outshine the master, but you can respect them. Actually, usually you want to give them praise so they can respect you more, and then you can be raised up with them. That's interesting. But yeah. It's crazy. What's up, Pope? I guess I could talk about I have no idea what I want to talk about, actually. What was I gonna mention? I don't know. And let me guess. STJs and NFPs also started mannerisms, I'm guessing. Also, here's another way to think of STJs and NFPs. Nice, Melissa. Here's another way to think of NFPs and STJs. Think of kings and queens. Think of the ones that are like super... They're usually the ones that can become the most spoiled, though, to be honest with you. Can potentially be. I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying they can potentially be the most spoiled. Think of them as like random beliefs about like how they got power and stuff like that. Which sound ridiculous on paper, but of course they're gonna believe it, and they're gonna persuade everybody to believe it as well. Those ones that get like fed grapes, you know, like the classic king and queen stereotype. That's an NFP and STJ. What's up, Papa Pepperoni? I forgot to mention that stereotype for some reason. be honest here, it's usually NFP, like ENFP Queen and ESTJ King, most I would think. Maybe ISTJ Queen. It's just one of those either, honestly. I don't know. What's your type? Oh yeah, your profile picture takes a while to change, don't worry. It takes a while to change. Like mine took a while to change when I changed it. What's your type though? I can't stereotype you if you typed. Like if I don't know your type. Use the type grid. Learn the type grid or something like that. Let me actually I'm gonna just ask you the questions real fast. Are you direct by chance? Like do you say what you mean what you say? Use very few words like me right now. Super direct right now. Like do you add a bunch of garbage to your words or to your meanings and stuff like that? I doubt it, but I mean most pragmatic people aren't direct either, so I mean are there any? No, there's only one type I think that's actually informative, and it's pragmatic. I think. No, there's two types actually. There's two types that are informative. Only two out of like 8. Sometimes? Like what do you usually though? Like I guess a good way to say it is like, are you in the moment type? Are you in the moment? Or are you what's it called? Are you in the moment or are you like past oriented? Are you systematic? Sorry, are you interest-based? Like, do you try to get a win-win out of a situation? What's up, Jasper? You shouldn't fear the power of me, specifically. Because I'm not an NFP. Oh my god. I had to at least roast them a little bit. Well, of course they don't appreciate it. They can't take the truth. Most people can't. I'm literally like the sword of truth. My type is literally the sword of truth. In the moment. Okay. Are you by chance... It's really all I need to know. Are you informative or are you introverted? Do you respond most of the time? Okay, I'm finally done. Do you respond most of the time? Or do you initiate like most of the time? It's more about what do you preference, naturally speaking. You seem very direct, dude, like... Just by your comments. Wait, are you direct? I think your comments seem very direct, 'cause you can actually kind of tell in speech. You seem very direct. Yeah, pretty much. Truth, the way, the light. Like Jesus, you know? The same type as Jesus. Literally pure truth. Double-edged sword with a tongue. Direct. It's for ace key. So I'm mainly typing. Go look up. I guess go look up ISTP. I guess. Go look up CS Joseph ISTP and see if you resonate with it by chance, or if it seems very. I am done with the layer. It's already almost 1:30 anyway, so I'm good for now. I need 3 layers, I think. 4 layers. 4 layers left. I'll be good. I want to get 1 off stream. I'm probably going to try to get 1 off stream, to be honest. Yes, fear the power of the pickaxe. You're welcome, Ace Key. I think you're ISTP. You can verify it later, next stream or something like that, if you look at it. Wait, you actually may be at, wait, you may actually be a golden pair with Brayden, which is funny. If you're actually an ISTP, that'd be hilarious. He just mentioned if he was in a or not relationship, but just with a friend of an ISTP. That would be funny, actually. If we actually had a golden pair on this stream. Alright. Okay. So yeah, be ending it soon. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Yeah, I'm gonna be ending it now, so I'll see you guys later. Slap-sided pick, yes. When I'm done, I'm gonna be selling the pickaxes though. To be honest with you. Kinda why I'm going into sales actually, I'm pretty good at selling. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Yeah,